Tonight, we are not hurrying anywhere. There is no battle to follow, no throne room to enter, no loud event waiting at the end of the road. There is only a quiet walk, a slow night, a gentle drift through ancient China. So let your shoulders soften. Let the day begin to loosen its grip. And imagine that you are stepping onto a stone path that still remembers the warmth of the sun. The evening air is mild, a little cool, but not cold. Soft enough to carry the scent of cypress wood, damp earth, and tea leaves drying somewhere nearby. Ahead of you, low walls curve around peaceful courtyards. Roof tiles rest in neat, dark rows. Their edges lift lightly toward the sky, as if each roof were exhaling. A lantern glows under a wooden eave, casting a small pool of golden light onto worn stone. You do not need to know the name of every street. You do not need the dates of every dynasty. Tonight, it is enough to notice the sound of your own footsteps. Enough to see the still water gathered in a basin beside a doorway. Enough to feel the calm order of a world that has already settled into its evening rhythm. Ancient China was vast. It stretched across many landscapes, from river plains to mountain paths, from walled cities to farming villages, from elegant gardens to humble homes made of packed earth and timber. And yet, across all these places, some moments would have felt quietly familiar. A door sliding shut for the night, rice steaming in a pot, cloth drying on a line, a child growing sleepy beside a lamp, water ladled into a bowl, the hush that comes when daylight begins to thin. This is the world we will enter, not the noisy world of court disputes, or long campaigns, or official proclamations, but the quieter world beneath them. The world of steps, steam, paper, wood, fruit, shadows, and lamplight. We will begin in the fading edge of afternoon, when the last brightness still lingers on walls and roof lines. Then we will move into morning memories, into daily work, into midday shade, into gardens and evening courtyards. At last, we will come to supper, lantern light, and the deep, patient silence of night. Perhaps as we go, you will begin to feel that the whole landscape is slowing with you. The streets growing quieter, the lamps growing warmer, the sky growing darker and softer. If you can, breathe a little more slowly now. Imagine your breath moving like light wind through bamboo. Nothing forced, nothing sharp. Just a quiet motion, back and forth. Somewhere close by, you hear water. Not a river in flood, not a dramatic waterfall, only a modest stream. Or perhaps a narrow channel guiding water between stones. It makes the smallest sound. A patient sound, as if it has been speaking the same sentence for hundreds of years. You pass beneath a gate. Its wood is smooth where many hands have touched it. Inside, a courtyard opens before you. There is a tree near the wall. Its branches cast a lace of shadow across the ground. A table rests under the eaves. A ceramic cup stands there, left for a moment. Still half full. No one rushes to claim it. The evening is not a thing to conquer. It is something to enter. And so we enter it gently, one room at a time, one lane at a time, one breath at a time. In the distance, a bell sounds from a temple, low and rounded, its tone spreading through the air like ripples across dark water. You do not follow it quickly. You simply hear it and let it settle. The sky above the tiled roofs has already begun to change. Blue deepens toward indigo. The first pale star waits above a line of quiet trees. Swallows that were quick all afternoon have nearly vanished. Only a few late birds move across the fading light. Soon, we will walk through the waking streets of morning, through kitchens, market stalls, shaded walls, and peaceful gardens. But we begin here, where the day is loosening, where the world is neither fully bright nor fully dark, and where everything seems to invite rest. So come a little farther. The stones are steady underfoot. The lanterns are beginning to glow, and ancient china, for tonight, is not far away at all. Morning begins quietly, before the streets fill, before the market voices rise, before courtyard doors stand open. There is a softer hour, a pale hour, a blue-gray hour when the city, or the village, seems to breathe in before speaking. The first light touches the roof tiles gently. It does not arrive in a blaze. It gathers. It moves along the ridges of the roofs, rests on the top edges of walls, and slides down toward the courtyards below. Moisture lingers on stone. The air still carries a little of the night's coolness. In a modest home behind a wooden gate, someone is already awake. A broom whispers over the packed earth of the courtyard, not harshly, not with urgency, just the regular dry sound of straw against dust. Leaves are gathered from the corners. A little ash from yesterday's cooking fire is swept aside. A basin is filled. The first small tasks of the day begin before words are needed. From the kitchen, there is the gentle rattle of ceramic lids. A pot is set in place. Water is poured. Steam soon rises in a thin white ribbon, then thickens. Rice begins to warm, or millet, or a simple porridge for the morning meal. The scent is plain and comforting. It spreads quietly through the house. Outside, a narrow lane slowly wakes. One door opens, then another. A man rolls up a bamboo blind. A woman hangs cloth to air in the light. A child pauses at the threshold, still caught between sleep and day. A wooden bucket is carried toward a well. Its handle creaks faintly. The well itself stands cool in the morning shade. Its stones are damp and dark from long use. Water rises shining in the bucket, clear and steady. A few drops spill onto the ground, leaving darker circles in the dust. Those little circles will fade when the sun climbs higher. For now, they remain, fresh and temporary. In a larger town, near a market street, traders begin their slow preparations. A folded cloth is laid over a table. Bundles are untied. Baskets are set down carefully. Greens still carry the smell of wet soil. Scallions lie in pale, neat rows. Round fruits catch the weak sunlight. A jar of pickled vegetables is opened, releasing a sharp, bright scent that drifts into the cool air. No crowd presses yet. This is the quiet part, the almost part, the waiting before. And perhaps that is why it feels so peaceful. The world is beginning, but has not yet become noisy. Farther away, fields are already stirring. Along the edges of irrigation channels, water moves with a slow, shining purpose. Early light touches the surface, breaking into small, bright lines. Boots or straw sandals darken with dew. A farmer pauses for a moment, looking over young plants, feeling the weather with the skin of the face, measuring the day not by a clock, but by light, wind, and the taste of the morning air. Back in the town, a scholar's desk is being arranged. Paper is unrolled. An inkstone waits. A brush lies across a rest, clean and still. The room smells faintly of ink, old paper, and wood warmed by many mornings like this one. Before any writing begins, there is a pause. A window is opened a little wider. Birdsong drifts in. Somewhere beyond the walls, a vendor calls out softly, not yet loud, just enough to announce the day. Tea is poured. Its steam rises in a delicate thread. Hands wrap around the cup. The warmth settles into the palms. For a moment, nothing else needs to happen. Morning itself is enough. And that is part of the quiet beauty of ancient daily life. Not every important thing announced itself loudly. Many meaningful moments were small. The opening of a window, the washing of rice, the tying of a bundle, the turning of a key in a simple lock, the sound of steps crossing, a courtyard that has seen the same light for generations. The sun climbs a little higher now. The blue-gray hour begins to fade. Roofs brighten. Voices multiply. The lane that held only a few early footsteps now gathers movement. Carts creak. Wooden shutters lift. The smell of breakfast lingers in the air. Morning in ancient China is not only a beginning, it is a careful unfolding. 1,000 ordinary gestures, repeated day after day, until they become the quiet shape of life itself. As the morning grows stronger, daily work settles over the streets and courtyards like light itself. Not all at once, not as a command, but steadily, softly, as if each person is taking up one thread in a larger woven pattern. In the market, the day has now fully opened. Stalls that were silent at dawn are alive with movement. Baskets of vegetables stand in shaded rows. Beans, leafy greens, radishes, and cabbages show their different textures and colors. Though the tones are earthy and calm, the arrangement is beautiful in its own practical way. A pile of oranges glows softly in the light. A stack of chestnuts rests in a woven tray. Fresh herbs release their scent whenever a hand brushes across them. A vendor weighs grain in a balance. The motion is practiced and calm. Another folds paper around tea. Nearby, a potter displays bowls whose surfaces catch a muted shine. Their glazes are smooth as still water. Some are pale, some deeper, some with a color like clouded jade. Each one holds the memory of earth, water, fire, and patient hands. There are workshops too, small places tucked along side streets, open to the air, where craft becomes the rhythm of the day. In one, a carpenter runs a hand over a wooden plank, feeling for roughness before shaping it further. The room smells of shavings, resin, and dry wood dust. Light falls through the doorway in a wide rectangle, catching tiny particles in the air. Each one drifts slowly, visible only when the angle is right. In another, a weaver works at a loom. Thread stretches in neat tension. The repeated movement is almost musical. Not loud music, only the soft clack and pull, over and over, until pattern begins to appear. The fabric grows little by little, like a thought becoming visible. Elsewhere, paper is being made, or brushes prepared, or ceramics dried in shade before firing. Daily work is not one thing. It is many quiet things, each requiring attention. each leaving a different smell on the hands. Clay, tea, ink, flour, wood oil, green leaves, warm cloth fresh from sun. Inside homes, work continues just as steadily. Vegetables are chopped on a board marked by years of use. Garments are stitched and mended. A sleeve is turned, a hem reinforced, a loose thread trimmed away. Water is carried, bedding is aired, small shelves are dusted, jars are checked, lids are tightened. Nothing looks dramatic, and yet the whole house depends on these humble, repeated acts. Sometimes children help, not always with skill, sometimes only with curiosity. They shell peas too slowly, spill more water than they carry, pause to look at insects in the dust, or chase a shadow along the wall. And still, this too belongs to the rhythm of daily life. The world is learned through such tasks, one patient motion at a time. In the warmer hours, roads beyond the town carry other forms of work. A traveler adjusts a wrapped bundle on a shoulder pole. A messenger rests under a tree before continuing. A farmer repairs the edge of a field where water has worn the soil smooth. A fisherman checks nets and rope, the fibers still damp from river spray. The river smells of mud, reeds, and moving water warmed by the sun. At times, the pace slows. A hand rests on a table. A back straightens. Tea is poured. Someone steps outside simply to stand in the shade for a moment and listen. Perhaps to birds in the nearby tree. Perhaps to distant wheels on stone. Perhaps only to the wind moving across tiled roofs. What is striking, when we imagine these hours, is how much life was made of maintenance, of keeping things in order, of repairing, sorting, drying, storing, measuring, folding, carrying, and preparing. Not glamorous work, but deeply human work. Work that turns houses into homes, streets into neighborhoods, and settlements into living worlds. By now, the sun stands high enough to press warmth onto walls and courtyards. The morning freshness begins to thin. Stone steps hold heat. The scent of cooking returns as midday approaches. A few market voices grow lazier. Movements become less sharp, more economical. People begin to think of shade, of bowls, of cool water, of the brief, blessed pause that waits in the middle of the day. Daily work does not stop, but it softens. And ancient China, so full of motion only an hour ago, begins to lean gently toward rest. Walls reflect heat, courtyard stones brighten, the air grows heavier, and the world, for a little while, seems to move less from urgency and more from habit. This is the hour when even busy places begin to seek shelter. Shade becomes precious. Water becomes precious. Silence becomes precious too. Under a tree near the edge of a courtyard, a low table has been set. Bowls rest upon it. Simple food, carefully prepared. Steamed rice, greens dressed lightly, tofu soft as custard, slices of pear kept cool in a ceramic dish. Perhaps a little fish, perhaps flatbread, perhaps pickled vegetables bright with salt and sourness. The meal is not extravagant. It does not need to be. At midday, comfort often matters more than display. A jar of water stands nearby, its surface cool to the touch. Condensation darkens the clay. When water is poured, it makes a round, soft sound in the cup. Hands linger around the cup for a moment, appreciating the coolness before drinking. In a larger house, bamboo blinds have been lowered to soften the glare. The rooms beyond them are dim and calm. Patterns of filtered sunlight lie across the floor. Outside, the cicadas begin their dry, persistent song. Inside, that sound feels distant, almost woven into the stillness. A brush and inkstone rest untouched for now. Books remain closed. Even thought seems to slow in this kind of heat. In a village, workers return briefly from the fields. Shoes leave dust by the threshold. Sleeves are rolled back. Faces are washed with cool water from a basin. The shock of it is pleasant. A few wet drops remain at the temples, on wrists, on the back of the neck. Lunch is eaten with more attention than words, not because of tension, but because the body has earned a pause. Fruit tastes especially vivid now. A melon cut open in shade, plums with taut skin, peaches soft at the edge. The scent of ripe fruit mingles with warm wood, steamed grain, and the faint, clean smell of water carried in from the well. Some people stretch out for a short rest, not deep sleep, only a loosening, a leaning back against a wall, a head resting on folded arms, a brief moment with eyes half closed while the world hums softly outside. Perhaps a fan moves through the air, slow and steady, creating the gentlest breeze. Its woven surface smells faintly of reed or bamboo. In gardens, midday has its own beauty. The pond is bright, almost white where the sun touches it. But under the shade of a willow, the water turns green and cool again. A stone bridge crosses the pond without hurry. Lotus leaves rest broad upon the surface, some lifted, some flat, holding beads of water like little pearls. The garden is not loud with color. Its pleasure lies in balance. Stone and leaf, sun and shadow, stillness and movement. Elsewhere, in temple grounds, the noon hour feels especially calm. Wide eaves hold deep shade. Incense hangs lightly in the air. A few visitors move slowly across the courtyard, their steps softened by dust and age-worn stone. Even the bells seem quieter now, as if sound itself prefers not to disturb the heat. There is something deeply soothing about this middle part of the day, the sense that the world has agreed, for just a short while, to be less demanding, to lower its voice, to allow bodies, rooms, and thoughts to cool. When we think about history, we often imagine great turning points. But most lives were not lived in great turning points. They were lived in hours like this, in the shade after work, in the taste of water after sun, in the relief of loosening a belt, resting the back, sharing fruit, and saying very little because nothing more is needed. Soon enough, movement will begin again. The bowls will be cleared. The blinds may lift. Footsteps will return to lanes and workshops. The angle of light will soften. Afternoon will spread its longer shadows across paths and walls. But for now, ancient China rests. And in that quiet rest, there is a kind of wisdom, a gentle understanding that even the busiest day must contain one small island of stillness. By afternoon, the fierce brightness of midday has eased. The light is still warm, but now it leans. Shadows lengthen along stone paths. The sharpest heat begins to leave the walls. A second, gentler half of the day opens, and with it comes a renewed kind of movement, not rushed, not heavy, only resumed. In the gardens of a well-kept residence, this is one of the loveliest hours. A narrow path winds between shaped rocks, small trees, and patches of moss where water lingers in shade. Bamboo bends slightly in the breeze, its leaves making a fine, dry whisper overhead. A gardener pauses near a bed of herbs, straightening a stem, brushing away fallen leaves, checking the dampness of the soil with bare fingers. The earth is cooler now than it was at noon. Its scent rises gently when touched. A pond reflects half the sky and half the world around it. Clouds drift through its surface. So do branches. So does the curved line of a nearby pavilion. When a fish moves below, all those reflections tremble, then slowly settle back into calm. The eye can rest on such a sight for a very long time. Beyond the gardens, streets begin to stir once more. Market sellers rearrange what remains from the morning. The sunlight now comes at a softer angle, kind to textures. It catches the weave of baskets, the smooth skin of eggplants, the faint dust on melon rinds, the polished edges of ladles hanging from a stall. A tailor sits near a doorway where the breeze is best, sewing in the open light. An herbalist sorts dried roots and leaves into bundles, their scents earthy, sharp, and slightly sweet. At a writing desk, a scholar returns to work. Ink darkens the brush tip. The first stroke lands on paper with calm certainty. There is concentration here, but not tension. Only stillness guided into motion. The hand moves, pauses, moves again. The room remains quiet except for the brush, the slight shift of sleeves, and the occasional call of a bird beyond the window. Children, less patient with stillness, return to open spaces. In a lane, they chase one another around stacked baskets or low steps, then stop suddenly at a warning glance from an elder. Their laughter rises and falls like sparrows. Soon it drifts away. Nothing lingers loudly for long. In a place that is already leaning toward evening. In the countryside, after rest work resumes in softer light. Fields no longer glare. The water channels shine in long bands. A hat woven from straw throws patterned shadow across a face. Hands move through leaves, stems, soil, and grain. The body knows these motions so well that they are almost a kind of memory, rather than a fresh decision. Perhaps this is one reason such scenes feel peaceful to us now. Afternoon work often carries less uncertainty than morning. The hardest beginning has passed. The day's shape is known. What remains is to continue, steadily, without hurry. In some homes, this is also the hour of preparation for evening. Vegetables are washed. Broth is begun. Tea leaves are measured. A lamp is checked. Wicks are trimmed. A courtyard table is wiped. These little tasks carry anticipation within them. They are practical, yet they quietly announce that the day will not last forever. Night is coming, and the household is beginning to make room for it. Across tiled roofs, the sun descends another little step. The air changes. It becomes easier to breathe deeply. Coolness begins. Not yet fully present, but promised. Somewhere, a temple bell sounds again. From farther away comes the muted creak of a cartwheel, slower now than before. Even the dogs in the lane seem less interested in movement. They settle near walls and watch the light shift. Afternoon in ancient China is full of quiet transitions. Work continues, but gently. Rooms begin to dim at the edges. The sky softens. The world seems to gather itself. as if preparing to fold the day with care, rather than let it simply fall away. Evening enters not as a curtain, but as a gradual kindness. The sun lowers behind walls, rooftops, and distant hills. Light loosens from the stones. Colors deepen. The gold of late afternoon becomes amber, then bronze, then something quieter still. At this hour, ancient China seems made for looking slowly. Everything holds a softer outline. Everything asks less of the eyes. In a city street, shopkeepers begin to close their fronts, not all at once. One pulls in a display of bowls. Another covers baskets with cloth. A third counts the last coins of the day before tying the purse shut. Wooden panels slide into place. The sound is smooth and familiar. A day of trade folds inward. The lane that was busy only hours ago begins to belong again to footsteps rather than commerce. Smoke rises from evening kitchens. It carries the smell of rice, scallion, ginger, and warm oil. At open windows, steam gathers and drifts away. The scent of supper moves down the lane, mingling with dust, wood, and the cool first hints of night. It is one of the oldest and kindest smells in the world. Food being prepared while light fades. In courtyard homes, the evening chores are simple and repeated. Water basins are refilled, laundry taken in, a stool brought under shelter, a broom passed once more along the edges of the yard. Bird cages are covered lightly. A gate is checked. Nothing dramatic, only the small gestures that help a household settle. Some people step outside for air before the meal. They stand beneath the eaves or near a low wall and look at the changing sky. Perhaps the western edge still burns softly with orange, while the higher sky deepens toward blue. A single cloud holds light a little longer than the rest. Then it, too, dims. Temple grounds in evening have a special peace. The day visitors are fewer now. The stone courtyards release the heat they stored. Incense smoke rises straighter in the cooling air. The sound of a bell travels farther than it did at noon. It feels rounder, more spacious. A monk crosses the courtyard carrying a lamp. The flame trembles once, then steadies. The sight is so small, and yet complete in itself. Along rivers and canals, evening makes the water darker and smoother. Boats move quietly, their reflections stretching in broken lines beneath them. A pole enters the water without splash. Reeds shift at the bank. The smell here is cooler than in town. Mud, watergrass, wet wood, and the faint mineral scent of river stone. You can imagine sitting there for a long time, saying very little, watching the light leave the surface, inch by inch. In a garden pavilion, someone pours tea again. This tea belongs to evening, not morning. Its comfort is deeper, its warmth softer. Nearby, a lantern is lit, then another. Their light is not strong, and that is exactly why it feels peaceful. It does not fight the darkness. It simply makes a place within it. Children grow quieter. Their energy loosens. Conversation lowers. The world adjusts its volume. Even animals seem to understand this hour. A dog curls near a doorway. A horse in a stable shifts once and settles. Swallows have gone. Night insects begin their thin, hidden music. This is the moment when the day's many details begin to dissolve into a more unified calm. The sharp distinctions of morning and midday no longer matter. The market, the fields, the workshops, the study, the kitchen, all are being gathered into the same soft dusk. Evening in ancient China is not merely the end of work. It is the beginning of closeness, of walls holding warmth, of doors drawing in light, of simple meals, quiet talk, and lamps that make the dark feel gentle rather than empty. Soon, we will go inside. We will sit near those lamps. We will hear bowls and chopsticks, small voices, the breathing silence that follows a long day. And after that, night itself will deepen around us, patient and still. Now the evening meal begins. Inside the house, light gathers close. It no longer lies across courtyards or streets. It pools in rooms. It rests on tabletops, on ceramic bowls, on folded sleeves, on the smooth curve of a teapot. Beyond the doorway, the night is widening. Inside, the world has become smaller, warmer, and more intimate. A lamp burns with a steady flame. Perhaps it is an oil lamp. Perhaps a lantern with paper sides softening the glow. Its light is gold rather than white, gentle rather than sharp. It leaves the corners of the room dim, and that dimness feels restful. Not every space must be fully seen. Supper is simple, but carefully set out. Rice in bowls, a plate of greens, tofu, bean curd, or soft vegetables cooked with ginger, a broth that releases warmth into the room. Perhaps a small dish of pickles, perhaps fish, perhaps buns, perhaps slices of fruit waiting for later. Steam rises in little clouds and then disappears. The smell is comforting in a deep, familiar way. Savory, clean, quietly rich. People sit. They eat. They do not speak loudly. After a full day, conversation often becomes softer. A few remarks, a question, a small story, a practical note about tomorrow. Then, silence again. Not strained, but easy. The kind of silence possible only among those who already share the same room with ease. Outside, a faint breeze touches the eaves. From time to time, the lantern flame moves, and shadows shift across the wall. A branch brushes once against wood. Farther away, somewhere beyond several houses, a dog barks, then stops. Night sounds are different from day sounds. They arrive with more space around them. After the meal, bowls are stacked. Water is poured for washing. The room carries the after scent of food, tea, and warm lamp oil. A cloth passes over the table. The motions are unhurried. There is no reason to rush now. The day has already offered what it could. What remains belongs to gentleness. In some homes, this is the hour for small indoor tasks. A sleeve mended under lantern light, tea leaves sorted, a comb drawn slowly through long hair, a child's bedding laid out, a shelf straightened, a paper screen adjusted. Simple acts, all of them. Yet each one helps the night settle more deeply into the house. In wealthier residences, there may be a wider hall, more lamps, a painted screen, or a courtyard visible through carved wood panels. In humbler homes, the room may be narrow, the furnishings plain, the walls simple and still. Lamplight has a way of equalizing things. It softens edges. It gives warmth even to the modest. Under evening light, a plain bowl can look beautiful. A worn table can look dignified. A quiet room can feel complete. Tea may be poured one last time, not for alertness now, but for comfort. Hands warm themselves around the cup. The fragrance is faint, earthy, slightly floral, or gently toasted. It mingles with the smell of paper, cloth, and cooling wood. To sit in such a room, while darkness gathers outside, is to understand something lasting about human peace. We do not always need grandeur. Often we need only shelter, warm food, soft light, and the sense that the world has become still enough to rest in. If there are children, their voices fade first. They grow drowsy, heads droop. A parent lifts a lamp and leads the way to a sleeping space. Shoes are set neatly aside. Curtains or screens are drawn. Bedding is straightened. The room beyond becomes quieter still. Above the rooftops, stars are appearing now. At first, only a few, then more. Slowly, as the sky deepens. The courtyards are mostly dark, except where one lantern remains lit. Seen from above, the homes would look like scattered islands of amber, floating in a sea of blue-black night. And inside one of those islands, we linger a little longer, listening to the smallest sounds. The setting down of a cup, the soft fold of cloth, the nearly silent breathing of a house that is preparing to sleep. Now night fully arrives. The last tasks are finished. The last cups are empty. The last lamp that must remain bright has been lowered. Everything unnecessary has been set aside. The house, the lane, the garden, the temple grounds, the river path, all have yielded to darkness in their own slow way. This is the hour when the world seems to breathe more deeply, when roof lines disappear into the sky, when trees become shapes rather than leaves, when the difference between stone and shadow softens, and all sharpness is gently reduced. If you step once more into the courtyard, you can feel how different the air has become. It is cooler now. The heat stored in the walls is fading. A faint breeze moves across the open space, brushing the sleeve, touching the face, slipping through bamboo, passing over a basin of water that reflects one still star. Somewhere not far away, night insects continue their hidden song. A distant dog answers once, then silence returns. No market voices remain. No workshop sounds. No carts. No calls from vendors. The world that was busy this morning has folded into quiet layers of rest. Imagine walking slowly down a lane under this sky. Paper lanterns have gone dark in most doorways. Only here and there, a warm glow remains behind a screen, showing that someone is still awake. Perhaps finishing a line of writing, perhaps washing the last bowl, perhaps simply sitting in stillness before sleep. The stones underfoot have cooled. They no longer hold the day so strongly. Your steps sound softer now, or perhaps they disappear into the night entirely. At the edge of a garden, a pond reflects the moon, not perfectly. A little breeze disturbs the surface. The reflection shivers, then gathers again. Lotus leaves float dark and wide. The bridge across the water is pale in the moonlight. Its shape simple, almost dreamlike. Nothing asks to be done here. Nothing asks to be solved. The night does not require effort. It only asks that you enter it gently. In a sleeping room, bedding has been laid out with care. Mats are smooth. Blankets are folded back. The lamp is turned low, or perhaps extinguished altogether. If a window is open a little, night air moves through the room, carrying the faint scent of leaves, damp earth, and distant wood smoke. Those scents are softer now than they were before, almost dissolved into the darkness. The body understands this hour. Shoulders release, hands unclench. The eyes no longer search the room. They rest. The mind, too, if allowed, begins to loosen its grip on the day. Thoughts that seemed urgent in the bright hours lose their edges. They drift farther apart. They become like lanterns seen from a distance, small, steady, and easily left behind. Across ancient China, countless homes would have known this same descent into sleep. In grand residences behind painted gates, in farmhouses near fields silvered by moonlight, in quiet towns where walls held the day's warmth a little longer, in rooms with carved screens, in rooms with bare wooden beams. Different lives, different means, and yet the same night drawing over all of them. The same stars, the same need for rest, the same relief of lying down at the end of a human day. Somewhere, a temple keeps a small lamp burning. Somewhere else, a watchman walks slowly along a wall. His footsteps are measured. Then, they fade. At the river, a moored boat taps lightly against wood. At the garden gate, leaves stir and settle. At the eaves, one last drop of water falls from a roof tile into the dark below. These are the kinds of sounds that belong to deep night. Few, spaced apart, rounded by silence. And now, you do not need to walk any farther. You have already arrived. The courtyards have grown still. The kitchens have cooled. The markets are quiet. The gardens are silvered by moonlight. The lamps are low. The stars are patient above the roofs. There is nowhere else you need to go tonight. So let ancient China grow even softer around you. Let the tiled roofs blur into darkness. Let the lantern light dim. Let the stone paths empty. Let the temple bells become memory. Let the river become only a low, distant hush. You can rest here. You can drift here. You can sleep here. If any thought still follows you, let it move more slowly now. Let it pass like a cloud over a moonlit courtyard. Seen, then gone. Nothing to hold, nothing to chase. If any tension remains, let the night take it, little by little. From the forehead, from the jaw, from the neck, from the shoulders, from the hands, from the chest, from the legs, from the feet, until the whole body feels as quiet as a sleeping garden after midnight rain. Breathe in slowly, as if you are drawing in cool air from a shaded courtyard, and breathe out slowly, as if you are releasing the last light of the day. Again, calmly, without effort, in and out, in and out. The night is deep now, deeper than the river, deeper than the shadows beneath the eaves, deeper than the spaces between the stars. And in that depth, there is no fear, only softness, only rest, only the gentle certainty that the world can continue without your attention for a little while. The lamps are nearly out, the bowls are put away, the doors are closed, the paths are empty, the wind has become lighter still. Everything is settled. Everything is enough. So if you wish, stay here for a moment longer, beneath quiet roofs, near still water, within the hush of old wooden rooms, with moonlight resting on stone, and a final trace of warmth beneath the blankets. And then, when you are ready, let even this place drift away. Let the courtyard fade. Let the garden fade. Let the lantern fade. Let the stars fade. Let the ancient walls fade into the soft dark. And simply sleep. Sleep deeply. Sleep gently. Sleep in peace.